And welcome back to the 2017 Jesuit Sports Hall of Fame Selection Show. My name is Tom Walsh, and it is my distinct honor to welcome the newest member of the Jesuit Sports Hall of Fame from the Jesuit class of 2005, the great Reggie Stephens. Reggie, we're so excited to have you here. Thanks for taking the time. And as you look into the camera, and has it hit you yet that you are a Hall of Famer at your alma mater, this incredible institution of Jesuit College Prep?
I tell you, it didn't really hit me until I'm sitting here with you. It's been kind of a whirlwind of, finding out and telling all my family, and then now being able to sit here with you, I feel official now.
Well, so. I tell you what, if there is a Hall of Famer that I've seen come through the ranks, it is you, and we're going to talk about some of your accolades. I got to give this disclaimer. Reggie and I are friends. We are Facebook friends. I've interviewed him on the radio many times, so I'm excited about the opportunity to do this with you as you go into the Jesuit Sports Hall of Fame. Let's talk about your Jesuit career. You got a chance to play for two of the all-time great running backs during the 20 years that I've been here with Coach Fitzsimmons calling the games. You, of course, had John Wall, got to block for him when you were a young lineman, and then you got Kyle McKissick, and they were two of the best that I've ever seen. What was it like for you blocking for those kind of runners with that kind of ability?
Well, John, I got to play with as a sophomore on varsity, and that was before I was any good at football. And so John used to usually make my guy miss or try to run my guy over before he took it to the house. And then Kyle, we were a better team, and I was a little bit better, and we paved the way for him. And but they were both, unbelievable. They really made us as offensive linemen look really good.
Well, you were on that first ever UIL team that won a district championship. I got to call every one of those games. You had the 4 overtime victory against Berkner over at Wildcat Ram Stadium. Then we came back for the season-ending district game against Lake Highlands, same Wildcat Ram Stadium. You guys won it in 2 overtimes. McKissick took it to the house. You probably threw the block that got him there, had a nice hole, but I think it was the first play of the second overtime that he took it in. But I mean, what kind of a season was that, 2004, first UIL district championship for the Rangers, and you were a big part of it?
I think the words that come to mind are special and magical. It was a unique group of guys that came together that had a lot of talent that, put it to good use. And we had a lot of good coaches that, put us on the right track, and we all bought in and were really successful.
Let's talk, Reggie, because I know that offensive linemen may be the closest knit of any unit on the football team. Defensive linemen may debate us, but I think offensive linemen are certainly in that conversation. You had a special offensive line, and I know that we were talking off camera. I think you want to give some of those guys some of the credit for you sitting here today as well.
I wouldn't be here without my 4 guys up front. The guy that played right next to me, Don Martinez, my center, Charlton Messer, my left guard, Brent Sully, and my left tackle, Alex Cavage. Those are my guys. Those are the guys that, took us to the promised land, if you will, of UIL that year. And we were a tight group, and there's probably a couple backups that I could probably mention as well that were part of that group that got to play some as well. But offensive linemen, we stick together. So,
well, it was a great team. I think it was one of the best teams, as you said, most magical teams that I got a chance to see. It just seemed like whenever y'all had to have a big play at the right time, at the right moment, y'all did it. And that offensive line, I mean, Reggie, what was your dimensions, physical height and weight as a senior? Because I remember y'all had one of the biggest offensive lines that I can recall in high school that year.
As I get older, the stories get a little bit better every time. But I think back then I was probably somewhere around the 6'2", 315 pounds maybe, as a senior. So yeah. We're big.
You also had other sports where you excelled: track and field, 3-time letter winner; basketball, a 2-time letter winner; and powerlifting, a 2-time letter winner. Plus, I know you made some outstanding grades here at Jesuit. How did you do it?
I think that goes back to my parents. They were on me a lot for those things, and it was important that I made my mom especially happy. And so, a lot of time management, but just being involved, and that was really important to me. So being able to take part in those things was really special to me because it was something I really love to do. All those sports are, really near and dear to my heart.
Well, I think, Reggie, you could have been a Jesuit Hall of Famer just on your Jesuit resume, but you weren't done after Jesuit. Of course, you went on to college scholarship, played in the Big 12 for Iowa State University. I think you started the pipeline of some future Jesuit athletes getting scholarships. Of course, J.D. Wagner is there now. Orion Salter's a few years behind you. Tell us about your time in Ames, Iowa, playing for Iowa State.
It was cold. That's number one.
It was cold.
It was cold. Great recruiting to get me up there, but a special time as well. We actually had a few coaching changes while I was there, but you know, the lessons I learned here at Jesuit, as far as perseverance and hard work, those things never really changed. And so, you know, being able to go through those coaching changes and, you know, have some success still was, you know, an awesome experience. And I think more importantly, that's where I met my wife, Tom. So, you know, all's well that ends well, right?
Well, that right there made it worth going to Ames, Iowa and,
Exactly.
and getting in the cold. Now, I want to read some of these accomplishments in college because I just think this was incredible. You played for 4 years for Iowa State, 28 starts, 31 appearances. You were a team captain in 2009. You started every game of your junior and senior season after redshirting your freshman year. Here's a big one that your mom would be happy about. 3-time Big 12 Commissioner's Honor Roll selection. Earned the Ralph Aleman, am I saying that right, Memorial Award in 2009. Bestowed to the team captains. Arthur Floyd Scott Award in 2009. Geared to recognize the most outstanding athlete in the football strength and conditioning program. And then you played in the 2009 East-West Shrine game. I mean, you had a great college career as well.
Well, you know, like we talked about, the coaching changes that happened, some ups and downs. We had a lot of success early on in my career, you know, winning games. And then throughout the middle, some turbulent times, but we finished on a good note. We won a bowl game. And, you know, again, I could mention a lot of different names of teammates, you know, past and present that, you know, have brought me here, you know. So it was a good time up in Iowa.
Now, you may be noticing a theme that's developing here. I said you could have I think you could have been a Jesuit Hall of Famer just on your Jesuit accolades. Well, I would say you could be a Jesuit Hall of Famer based on what you did at Iowa State, but no, Reggie wasn't done. Reggie was a 7th round selection for the NFL draft, drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals, played for 4 seasons in the NFL, played for the Bengals, the Bears, the Bills, and the Baltimore Ravens. And then you earned a Super Bowl ring as a member of the practice squad while with the Baltimore Ravens, Super Bowl 47, I believe. So I know we've talked about your Super Bowl ring before. We've talked about it on the radio. We have a video here, and I think you did me a favor and brought it here today. Can you flash the Super Bowl ring to the crowd here?
I did it. We put it off camera here.
We put it off camera?
Yeah,
okay. We may have to bring it in on camera here in just a moment, but
those that know me really well know that, you know, it's a pretty gaudy piece of jewelry. It's not something I wear, but I did bring it special for you today. So.
Well, I've always wanted to see it, and we have our great sports information director, Brian Montgomery, brings it into the, oh my, I don't know if we can get a good look at that, but look at that. That is a real, genuine, authentic Super Bowl ring worn by the Jesuit great Reggie Stephens. Reggie, thank you for bringing that. That is beautiful. Wow. I've asked you about it many times, and I appreciate you bringing that. So
Absolutely.
I can say that I've been a part of the Jesuit Sports Hall of Fame selection process from the very beginning. I've been at either every Jesuit Sports Hall of Fame. This is the 19th Jesuit Sports Hall of Fame banquet. Of course, they call it the Blue Gold Banquet now. It'll be on April 29th. At the Terry Center, and it's always a great night. But I've been at every one, or if I couldn't, I've missed a few of those, but I've been at these selection shows. And I know without a doubt you're the first Jesuit Sports Hall of Famer to get a Super Bowl ring. So congratulations on that. I want to share a story, Reggie, that hopefully we're going to get a picture of this in the video when we put this on YouTube, but you came to the Cowboy Stadium a few years ago as a member of the Ravens. There was a preseason game, and I was there with my wife and 2 daughters, and your Ravens teammates gave you quite an honor, didn't they?
They did. You know, Coach Harbaugh, number one, but the team kind of came together, and not just myself, but it was special for me and everybody that knew me. They voted us team captains for guys that were coming home to Dallas, and so what a moment it was to be in Cowboy Stadium on the big screen as one of the captains, walking out and shaking the hands with those Cowboys. And it was something I dreamed about. I always thought it'd be in a Cowboys uniform, but still special nonetheless. And it was a great opportunity and a really special moment for me and my family.
Well, we were there, and I'll tell you what, I think my daughters were wondering why I was so excited, but it was for the pregame, the coin flip, and they had your picture on that 80-yard screen at Cowboy Stadium. I took a picture of it, so we'll try to get a picture up in this video before we post it. But that was a pretty exciting moment for me to see you get that kind of recognition, and I think that was a great honor for your teammates to do that. So Reggie, as we conclude here on this interview, and I've just really enjoyed having a chance to visit with you, as you reflect upon the fact that you are now a Jesuit Sports Hall of Famer, can you convey in words what it means to you?
I'm just so really grateful to really everybody that had something to do with me getting here. From my parents to my grandparents to my teammates and the people that we really didn't get a chance to talk about today, my coaches as well. Coach Hickman, who's now the head coach here, Coach Wonderlick, who was my head coach at the time, and the rest of the staff, Coach Leal, Coach Williams, Coach Hinton, all those guys as well. I'm just really grateful to everybody that really put me in a position to succeed, and I can't thank those people enough for putting me here.
Yeah, well, Coach Hickman, he was your O-line coach, wasn't he?
He was, yeah he was. He definitely set the path. He didn't accept anything but greatness from all five of us, but I think he might have had a little bit of something extra for me. So, but yeah, Coach Hickman was awesome.
Yeah, he was a great football player himself, of course, at TCU, as you know, and playing the offensive line. And he and Coach Wonderlick, both outstanding coaches. That was a great staff that Coach Wonderlick had. Now, you got a call from another friend of mine, a Jesuit Sports Hall of Famer from the Jesuit class of 1987, Joel Sharp. We're both lawyers here in Dallas, used to work together. Tell us about getting that phone call to be told that you had been selected.
It's kind of funny. I didn't even know that I was nominated, and so it's not something, I don't think anybody really plays to get this honor. It's something that you kind of look back on your career and say, oh, that was really special. But when Joel called, he introduced himself and we talked for a little while. Man, what a feeling. And to come from him, to be such a great player himself and to be able to give me that news, it was really an awesome moment. Yeah,
he was a Davy O'Brien Award winner himself coming out of Jesuit before he went up to Princeton. And he's a great guy, and I'm sure he had a great thrill, Reggie, in getting to tell you of your honor. So listen, it was my honor to sit with you, my friend. So proud of you. April 29th at the Terry Center. I'm planning to be there to see you go in to get your blue jacket.
I'll be there too.
All right, we're so proud of you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for taking the time. That is, of course, the great Reggie Stephens from the Jesuit class of 2005, very deserved member of the Jesuit Sports Hall of Fame. We'll talk to our next honoree on our next video.